Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump held a 50-minute phone call on Saturday to address the escalating tensions in the Middle East, with a particular focus on Iran, according to Yuri Ushakov, Putin's foreign affairs advisor. The conversation also touched on Ukraine peace talks, but the volatile situation in Iran dominated the discussion. Ushakov told journalists that Putin condemned the recent military operation against Iran, expressing deep concern over the potential for further escalation.
The dangerous escalation of the situation in the Middle East was naturally at the center of the exchange of opinions. Donald Trump, for his part, also assessed the situation as very alarming. He acknowledged, however, the effectiveness of Israel's strikes on targets in Iran. But it is significant that the Russian and US presidents, despite the complicated situation, do not rule out a return to the negotiating track on the Iranian nuclear program.
Putin briefed Trump on his recent conversations with the leaders of Iran and Israel, emphasizing Russia's willingness to mediate to prevent the conflict from spreading. The Russian leader also reminded Trump of Moscow's earlier proposals to facilitate mutually acceptable agreements during US-Iran talks on the Iranian nuclear program. Prior to the current escalation, specific steps had been proposed by our side aimed at finding mutually acceptable agreements, Ushakov noted, underscoring Russia's push for diplomatic solutions. Russia has maintained what it said in the UNSC's emergency meeting.
We heard from the speakers about civilian casualties. This unprovoked attack, no matter how much Israel claims otherwise, constitutes a flagrant violation of the UN Charter and international law. It seems that the Israeli leadership is convinced that it has a complete free hand in the region, and apparently believes that Israel can trample on all legal foundations and replace all international structures, including the UN Security Council and the IAEA.
Trump, for his part, described the situation as very alarming, but acknowledged the effectiveness of Israel's strikes on Iranian targets, according to Ushakov. Despite their differing views, both leaders expressed openness to resuming negotiations on the Iranian nuclear program, offering a glimmer of hope for de-escalation. As tensions in the Middle East continue to simmer, particularly Iran's role in the region, the Putin-Trump dialogue signals cautious optimism for diplomatic efforts to avert a broader crisis.